Folks, this is a weekly call that I call the Hub Call. This is where I get the best of the best folks in the Fresno market together.
We've been talking about the market shifting, starting to see longer days on market, starting to see opportunities. People were fine with the higher rate. Why? Because they had a tremendous amount of equity. And for them, the forever home did come up on the market.
Folks, this is a weekly call that I call the Hub Call. This is where I get the best of the best folks in the Fresno market together to talk about what's going on in their business, my business, and we just do a quick status check. We always go in the order that people showed up. And today, Ty, you were first. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, excited. Mid-October. Something we've been talking about, the market shifting, starting to see longer days on market, starting to see opportunities. And I'm geared up. I'm excited for this fourth quarter and the opportunity to buy some deals, to help people sell deals. Also interesting, just closed a couple of transactions last week, and people were fine with the higher rate. Why? Because they had a tremendous amount of equity, and for them, the forever home did come up on the market. They were buying a ranch, about $1 million ranch, and it just worked out. So this is a good market for people that really need to sell or need to buy. And not only that, but I just think the opportunities. These people were tickled pink about what they were able to buy, because in a competitive market, they would not have been able to, the crazy market we were in the last 3 years, they would have got outbid. They would have got beat out in the first couple of days. They would not have had the shot they had. So I'm loving this market.
No, I wanted just one little twist on your words, because I want to stay consistent with the audience. I think it is a tremendous market to be a buyer. Not such a great market to be a seller. I don't think I'd want to be a seller in this market. But again, being a buyer in this market, days on market longer. Certainly, if you're shopping for your forever home, luxury home, there is no better time. I just did some stats on the Phoenix market where there was 2,000 new listings. Listings expanded 20%, and it was all above the median. And the people don't realize that below the median stuff is still struggling. So, and the last thing, you and I talk about this, several times a week. We are set up to repeat last Q4. Last Q4, everybody was scared. Everybody took the winter off. People started to get fearful. And I'm just going to buy out of the MLS again. It's just going to happen. I'm going to take lots of shots. I've already started. I'm going to go for 30% off again. We got 2 last year. We'll see what happens this year. This is the beauty about this market to me, and you've done this for 3 decades now, is if you do the work, there's a time where it just comes to you, and we're in one of those cycles. What do you think, Ty?
100%. It's all about doing the work. And I think for people that have the right mindset, that are not bogged down in fear, I think that's number one, is that you can't get bogged down. I was doing some video stuff over the weekend, and it's so easy for me to curate content, to just go online, pull news, look at news headlines. It is so fear-based. And what they're saying is true, but the challenge is that you've got it for the one rental at a time community. Anybody in this game, you've got to be able to see the opportunity within the shift, within the negativity, and you've got to be able to see the other side of the coin. So that's what I would emphasize.
Totally agree. All righty, boy, Matt, the mortgage guy, you are driving, so you better be extra careful. What's the good word? What's going on?
Extra careful, and I'm close to my office, so I won't be in the car for long, but had to get the workout in. I want to get my boy Ty's back real quick, because I agree with him, Mike, and I'll pull this thread a little bit, that, when you say it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market, this market is tricky. If done correctly, sellers have their advantages. Their advantages are that there's so if done correctly, and also, price point matters and all that stuff, it can be advantageous to a seller who has the only 4-bedroom, 2-bath with this layout in this neighborhood, and so while it is a buyer's market, and I play buy side, like 5 deals that we put together last week that we locked in between Monday and Friday last week were all deals where buyers felt like they structured a mortgage the way they wanted it because of the price and the concessions they got. So for sure, buyers are winning, but I don't think it's buyers winning and sellers can't. Sellers can still win if they're working with great agents who know what they're doing.
No, I think that's a good point. There's such a vacuum or a gap with inventory. If you have that house, like in Ty's case, that ranch, that forever home, the beauty about being a seller, let's just face it, is you only need one buyer. You only need one. And the last couple of years, sellers have been spoiled because they had 25, but there was only one asset. Today, you only need one. So if you market it right, you have a unique property, position it right. To my earlier point, I will reverse it. I like that you pulled on that thread and you called BS on me. I like it. That's cool. We're boys. That's okay. I like it. So I think that is right. But what you really said, Matt, I hope people hear. I've been doing this game for 20 some odd years. This season that we're in right now, and this season could last 2 quarters, probably will last 4, could last 6. So that's 6 to 18 months, right? I was talking 2 to 6 quarters. You have to be working with a mortgage professional who will help you structure the loan product, that will help you work with an agent to write the great offer. There are great deals to be had, but there are even better loan structures. And so many people are used to the bullshit, go online, get the this, that service. They're not being served. They're being taken advantage of. So I get almost weekly comments from One Rental at a Time fans, Matt, about you and your team saying they were on the phone with me for an hour. They ran 5 different scenarios. I can't thank you enough. So shout out to you and your team for going the extra mile for folks.
Yeah, we really enjoy working with people. So if you go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form. We're in 48 states. The only thing I want to add, Mike, is that, with that being said about how sellers can still win, it is for sure a market in which buyers are getting concessions and deals. Like I have example after example after example after example how buyers are going out winning. One thing that really, I don't know why I got so bent out of shape this weekend, but this whole timing the market thing is such BS. I live in the real world where real people have real lives. They don't time when the kids are coming. They don't time when grandma gets sick and they got to, find a bigger house to move her in. None of that is timed. And so when somebody is saying, hey, I'm looking to buy, and it's less than 4 million people, buying as opposed to bigger numbers in the past, those people are in a position where they need to buy. So the good news for them right now, we can structure a great mortgage. We can get you a great deal. And I think that where other people need to, put a little bit of time in as well, when you're structuring a mortgage for your 2023 or 24 purchase, think about the future. Don't think just about current, because people get caught up in, I'd love to tell my coworkers I got a 6.99, but I might tell you to pay $9,500 for the 6.99 doesn't make sense. Take a 7.6. We know we're going to refinance this in less than 5 years. If the break even on that buy down is an 8-year break even, it's a safe bet you're not going to be in that loan for 8 years.
Yeah, people need to know this stuff. This is why you're on the channel, frankly. This is why people need to reach out to you and really kind of do the work and all of that. I think we've got Carlos joining, so we'll add him in a minute. Hey, Ty, I want to go back to you real quick. One of the things, and I think you and I are going to talk after this call, which I appreciate greatly. We are entering a market, I believe, that is very similar to kind of the 80s. And I know you've done, you were doing work back then. You were doing all of that. Remind people of how deals were getting done in the 80s, because a lot of people think, hey, rates are up a bunch, which again, they went up 800 basis points in the 80s, but still deals got done. What was going on in the 80s?
So this is great too. And I was a kid, man. I can remember clipping out classified ads of houses for sale because I had heard that or seen that somewhere on an infomercial or something as a kid. But I can remember in the early 80s, my folks buying a deal. They didn't call it sub 2 back then, but it was sub 2.
Right.
Basically taking over a mortgage. And I remember the house being kind of a fixer-upper, not as nice as other houses, but a much better neighborhood. And I can remember my folks explaining to me, like, no, we want you in a better school. We want
Right.
you in a better neighborhood so you stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Kind of worked out, kind of in some ways.
Eh.
But anyway, so you get it, right? Like the ability to upgrade a neighborhood. But here was the big thing. And I go, I still don't understand. They go, if we went out and got a brand new mortgage, it would have been a 12 or 13% rate. We were able to bring in a big chunk of cash and take over an 8% mortgage. And you have no idea that now the house is affordable
Now.
versus being in a neighborhood that might be just, again, a step down, a little bit, a different neighborhood. So the big thing in the 80s, I believe, this is interesting. And I want to go back. This is such an important point. Creative finance was created out of necessity.
Correct.
It was in the 70s and 80s when the market was similar to this. And I believe too, with Pace Morby and the amount of education and the way that social media and YouTube and all of that, I think you and I on the next video, people can look for another video that we'll do later. But I think now we're in that same time. And I think because information travels so fast, I really hope that the general public can be more aware, and hopefully that at some point realtors can embrace this and really see this as a tool and a strategy that can help a lot of people in this crazy market. Creative finance.
There you go. Awesome. Well, Carlos, let's say hi to you. How you doing, man? You're out at a job probably. You're always working, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 kids. You always have to be working.
I like. What's going on, man?
I love it. I love what I do. And we're here trying to finish up this project. We did the bar this morning.
Yeah.
It's on the other side. And we're working also on the cabinet in the garage. So there's a lot to do here. And hopefully we can get it all squared away today and go to the next job.
There you go. Well, Carlos, do me a favor. I know you're on a job. Where can people reach out to you to get quotes, ask questions, maybe do some maintenance on their rentals in the Central Valley? How do they reach out?
Well, definitely. You can reach out at 559-681-8431. Give us a call there at 559-681-8431. My beautiful wife will answer. And whatever questions you may have, she can answer. And we can schedule an appointment, and I'll stop by, take measurements, look at the project, and go forward from there.
There you go. Yeah. Again, folks, if you don't know, Carlos does a lot of work for me. We have a playlist called Walkthroughs. You can see the work that he does. Carlos, keep doing you, man. It's awesome. Matt, the mortgage guy, how can people reach out to your team and get part of the cycle and figure out what's right for them?
Yeah, if you're looking to buy, whether it's investment or a primary residence, you start with the pre-approval, you start with running the numbers, you get a really clear picture of that so you know what those numbers are before you start getting emotional about granite countertops and whatnot. So greatmortgagebroker.com. We're licensed in 48 states. Quick little form, let us know where you're at and how we can help. Greatmortgagebroker.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Ty, you've actually created some free creative financing stuff. You actually did some stuff for the Fresno agents. You've now recorded that and made it public. What's going on with that?
Yeah. So we did a free course, and this was inspired by Michael and the One Rental at a Time community. Specifically, we originally did a live, it was probably about 8 hours of training. We did weekly Zooms. It's all recorded. I give it away for free. It's really designed around realtors. It's for realtors on how to do creative finance. All you got to do is simply send me an email, ty@tylg.com. It's free. Very, very cool. It's on Kajabi. It's a really, to me, it's a well done, put together course that gets you started, really connect the dots for realtors. So
awesome, guys. Well, you guys are all amazing. You're part of the hub. You're part of the community. We're helping people every day, every week, every month. Thank you for being here. We'll talk next week. Take care.